Questions about your home and property. That number again, 513-563-1480. Now, here's Gary.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Wow, what a great week. And Thanksgiving is just a few days away. But today we have for you current, helpful, and entertaining information about our city and your neighborhood. This morning, I have a gentleman. Say that tongue-in-cheek.
Tongue-in-cheek. Gentlemen.
He's no stranger to the show. He is the one, the only musical insurance guy, Mr. Gary Rasmussen with Farmers Insurance. Hey.
Thank you very much.
Oh my gosh.
Listen to that applause.
Let's do it. Ready? We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Thank you.
Got to do that. Little musical interlude. How about
right.
that? Huh? We are musical folks, aren't we?
We are. And I thank you for having me on the program today.
Man, that's always a pleasure.
Long time no see. I just saw you last night.
It was summer when you were here last.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, when I was here on this program.
Right,
yeah.
Exactly. We'll talk about that. But first, let's give the folks a chance to win a $10 gift card to Starbucks, our favorite coffee. But no, you're excluded.
Oh.
You got plenty of pumpkin pie.
I do.
The trivia question today is brought to you by the Rock and Roll Real Estate Team. Our houses are rocking because the buyers are knocking. So for a $10 gift card to Starbucks, 513-563-1480. Answer this question. In 1970, there was a movie that was followed by a very popular TV series. The title theme song was Suicide is Painless. Name the movie and or the TV series.
And I knew instantly, of course.
Oh, yeah. It's a dead giveaway.
That's right.
Not a lot of people know there was words to that song.
There is.
If you watch the TV series, it's all instrumental.
Right.
Yeah, but so Suicide is Painless was the theme song for the show and the movie. Name for me the name of this TV series or the movie, and you'll get yourself a $10 gift card to Starbucks. 513-563-1480. Yeah, the show opens up with the helicopter taking off. And
you're going to give away all sorts of...
Well, they're not calling. Well, here we go. I got a phone call already. How about that? All right. The musical insurance guy. Now, where did you come up with that?
Well, I've been involved with musical things my whole life, of course. My mother, who we're going to go be seeing next week in Oklahoma, is hopefully listening on the air right now.
There you go.
She's a piano teacher. And
what's her name?
Gwen Michaels.
Gwen. Hey, yeah. Gwen. Good morning. We've got your son here. We got him captured.
And we will, anyway, I got into buying and selling and rebuilding and tuning of pianos.
No, I thought I was going to say houses.
Specialized in player pianos.
Oh, okay.
Then I ended up playing in a band somewhere along the way. I've just always been involved with musical things, but now with my insurance agency, we're supporting of the musical arts. And as you saw just last evening in my office, I have all sorts of weird musical,
you do, yeah,
antique old things. We had a couple little ones that were playing that player reed organ pretty good there for a while, yeah. And the old 1917 Crank 'em Up record player was going to town. I think we went through a couple of needles on that.
Yeah, it has a big round speaker thing on it.
Yeah, you know, you're supposed to replace the needle just about every few songs, records on that to keep it good. We were going through needles last night.
Oh my God!
So anyway,
your son plays music.
Oh yes, he's in a band. Actually, all the kids play something, but one's in a rock and roll band. And anyway, we support the musical arts and the youth orchestra, North Cincinnati Youth Orchestra. And in fact, just a week you were at the program a couple weeks ago with the Southwest Ohio Philharmonic in Mason, and was one of the people that helped make that happen.
Right, so, Carmen De Leon was conducting,
and he did a great job.
Yeah,
Carmen's been right here in this chair. I believe.
He has, yeah. He's here on Sunday mornings. You can tune in, I think, from 8 to 11. Carmen De Leon.
Sunday morning.
Yeah.
He calls that.
Yeah.
9 to 11.
Okay. Don't tune in at 8 o'clock. 9 to 11
trouble
o'clock.
With Carmen.
Yeah. But it's a great show. I've tuned in and listened to it quite often. What a wonderful gentleman he is. He was on my Christmas show, which is going to be December 21, right here. It's all for the Dragonfly kids. It's being sponsored by Remax Preferred Group. And we're going to have Santa Claus. We're going to have Dragonfly families. You'll be here with your lovely wife, Marva, and probably a quintet from the North Cincinnati Youth Orchestra performing
get a group
live.
of kids, and they'll play wonderfully and beautifully like they always do.
So mark that on your calendar, ladies and gentlemen. That's on December 21st right here. It's going to be
a special 2-hour program that day, right?
Yep.
Not just 1 hour.
Right. We'll start at 8 o'clock. We'll do some things until 9, and 9 o'clock kick it off big full time, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Yes, it always is a great time.
Yeah, right.
And then the Dragonfly kids especially.
Oh yeah. We'll have Bob with Baxter and Bo, and
yes.
So you're with Farmers Insurance. So what
am.
makes Farmers different than the other companies?
We're the best.
Good answer.
Actually, my agency is the best.
And it is that, and it was a testament yesterday. I mean, there was no room left in your office. You had people coming and going. It was like, wow.
That was our open house and customer appreciation event, and we had lots of people come by.
A great big, huge, heavy pumpkin pie.
Yes. We had a free pumpkin pie for all our customers that came by.
I brought it home, and Mary Jo says, "Holy cow, look at the size of this." My little 2.5-year-old wanted a piece, so we cut into it.
And it was good, right?
Oh, yeah. We gave Brindley a piece.
I think we gave out, ended up being about 70 pies last night.
Wow.
So hauling 70 pies to the office was quite the trip.
Yeah,
but
really.
Anyway.
Right. So you're the musical insurance guy, and who's this Professor Burke guy?
Well, he talks about farmers and the University of Farmers. So there really is a University of
What's
Farmers.
this little catchfarmers? We've seen
a thing or two because we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
Yeah.
Yep, and that is true. You know, Farmers has been around for 90-some years, and there is a University of Farmers. They do some poetic license on the commercials, of course, but I've been to it in California a couple of times actually.
Yeah.
So,
and you teamed up with the with the Muppets, I guess, because they're celebrating their 50 years.
That's their most recent thing. Yes. Yeah, they're doing a great job of that.
Yeah. I love the most recent commercial you got about don't work your accelerator like a kick drum pedal.
That's right.
Only drummers will relate to that.
Exactly. Yeah. I was looking at that commercial. I go, oh, that fits this is a group very well.
How many people you see going down the street and they're drumming on their steering wheel and dancing to the music and stuff? You better pay attention to what you're doing.
Yes. Yeah, you can see the commercial actually on my Facebook page right now.
Yeah, but Farmers goes so much deeper than just having a car accident, because you have my vehicles insured, my home insured, an office, and you've helped me structure that so that it's most economical for me as a person and me as a realtor and managing the band, and you have our band truck insured, which I'll tell you what, Gary, this is a testament. We played a gig in Lebanon about 3-4 weeks ago, and the guys backed in and put it in park, and the emergency brake broke and locked it up. There was no way it was going to move from that spot.
Was parked.
It was parked, and
was not going anywhere.
So the next day, I called the Farmers emergency thing. Within 3 hours, they had a tow truck, and
big tow truck.
Oh,
right.
Well, yeah, this is a 24-foot truck, loaded with gear, and they had to bring a monster truck, and they towed it to Sharonville for us. And of course, my brother got underneath and replaced a little solenoid.
Yeah.
Which was the whole problem.
Well, it broke down. We got you going. Yeah. So,
but once a year we call to have a tow truck come out, do something, get us out of the sand trap or whatever we're in.
Yes. Well, that truck does go a lot of interesting places with the band.
Yeah, sure does. So Farmers Insurance, the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour, is brought to you today by the musical insurance guy, Mr. Gary Rasmussen, 513-445-5045. If you have any insurance questions at all, call us at 513-563-1480. Pauline Edwards guessed the trivia question, so she will get herself
Pauline.
a $10 gift card to Starbucks. We'll leave it open for another segment. If anybody else, if you haven't won in the last 8 weeks, you're eligible to win. The question was the theme song The theme song of the show and the movie was "Suicide is Painless." Name the movie or the TV series, and you too can get a $10 gift card to Starbucks, such as
give away a
Pauline
second
Edwards.
one, huh?
Yeah,
well, you're generous today.
Why not? Why not? I'd like to hear from our folks out there. I also would like to express my gratitude to all the troops, the veterans, and the first responders. These are the men and women who selflessly strive to keep our nation and city streets safe and free. I was so moved by what our military does for us. I spent a couple of days last week with Art Reed and earned my military relocation professional designation. I mean, as a accredited buyer representative designation, I've been doing this for a while, so I know how to sit and counsel buyers and sellers, get them the best value either way they're going. But now I have a real in-depth knowledge of the workings of the military itself. There's so many different departments, and they have different housing needs and allocations.
This is more than just the VA loan.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, the VA loan is structured to help them out, but there's so many pieces of the VA loan even a lot of veterans don't understand. So I have the work.
You do now.
I do now. I'm ready to practice it. So if you're a vet and you want to buy or sell a house, especially buying a house, you can save a boatload of money. You can get a lot of perks and a lot of attention if you just give me a call.
And, of course, Farmers gives discounts for veterans.
I know. And
for car and home insurance.
I was leading up to that.
Right. I beat you to it.
You bet. So, yeah, Sesame Street has their 50 years of helping families, and so Farmers, who has 90 years in the business, has teamed up with them to do a major promotion. So, boy, that's pretty cool.
A lot of fun commercials that they've come up with out of it already.
So you can go to musicalinsurancegui.com. Don't put a "the" in front of it. I was struggling with that last. I went, why isn't that coming up? I got to tell Gary his website. I went, just musicalinsurancegui.com.
Yep.
And you can look on his
and you'll get me
Facebook page, and you always post some really cool things on Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah, so
we'll try to put crazy things up there. We'll actually, hopefully later today, we'll get a bunch of pictures up there from the party last night.
Something that I saw on your Facebook page was that you did a post about pet therapy after a disaster.
Yeah.
Everybody has their little furry friends.
We do.
And there have been quite a few different types of disasters going on. Later on in the show, we're going to cover some of those things. A lot of questions and answers about that.
Farmers does have special coverages for pets and related to both car and home insurance. And, of course, we have pet insurance.
Yeah, well, explain some of that, because most of our folks have a little puppy dog, little kitty cat, or
real quick, my
of
story on that. When they first came out with that, I'm kind of like, oh, man, what is this? And my wife and I looked at things. She's the cat lady. Mm-hmm. And it seems like every few years these animals do something stupid and wind up at the vet for something. We added up all that over the years and compared that to what the pet insurance would have cost. It would have been about the same. But then we had a specific situation here recently. And my middle son's pet cat that had been his baby since he was like a little kid. Mm-hmm. It was 16 years old, and I saw it walking kind of funny, and I'm like, this doesn't look good. And long story short, a couple days later, we wound up at the all-night vet. They said we could do all these things, and how many thousands of dollars do you want to sign up for? All right. Yeah. So you've got obviously a very old cat, and then you have the member of the family, and you're going to tell my kid we're just going to pull the plug? Right. Mm-hmm. Well, my wife basically said we will never want to be in that situation ever again. So now all of our cats have pet insurance. And when, unfortunately, that day is going to come sooner or later, we are covered, and we don't have to worry about making those agonizing decisions as to if you're going to spend thousands of dollars on a...
So how affordable is that?
Oh, the cats, they're like $10 a month for the ones that, at least the kittens that we have, they're only a year or two old. Obviously, it depends on how old they are and what breed they are and those kinds of things. But
so for $120 a year, you go to the vet, you're going to drop $200-$300 just for tests.
The one kitten who's about a year old now, we put the pet insurance on it, got the cat fixed. And we were like way ahead just from that. That was paid for.
Right.
So,
There you go. So if you have a question for us or a comment, please call us at 513-563-1480. We need to go away for our first break. And after that, we're going to have a moment with Myles, and then Gary and I will take your calls, 513-563-1480. You're listening to the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour on the flagship station for FC Cincinnati Soccer on WDJO 1480 AM now, FM 995 and 107.9.
Farmers Insurance knows that when you're in the car and that song comes on, yes, that's the one, you have no choice but to pull out your imaginary drumsticks and smash those cymbals and stomp on that kick pedal, which unfortunately is the accelerator pedal. And we covered it. Talk to a farmer's agent who knows a thing or two because they've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Hey, Facebook. Thanks for tuning in this morning. We've got Phil Moracle watching. Carol, I think you're up in Columbus. Teresa, you're watching. Pam, we're looking forward to the christening party at your house, and then we're bringing all the food to your house this Thursday for Thanksgiving dinner. So thanks for opening your doors for the family. Anyhow, we got a lot more great stuff coming up, so don't touch that dial. Don't move away from your Facebook page. Stay with us. Mr. Gary Rasmussen is a very clever, very funny man, and we will be having a lot more fun in this next segment. And, of course, the moment with Myles we're all looking forward to.
Township features assisted living suites that allow maximum independence while receiving necessary assistance with daily activities. Doverwood Village's Memory Care provides a soothing environment with specially trained staff members to care for loved ones with Alzheimer's, dementia, and other challenges. Therapy and rehab at Doverwood Village delivers a high-tech motivational environment to maximize progress and minimize recovery time during a short or long-term stay. And Doverwood Village Nursing Care Services are offered in a warm, loving environment where highly trained staff care like family, treating each individual with kindness and compassion. Learn more about Doverwood Village. Call Jane at 513-748-2683. That's 513-748-2683. Or visit Hillendale.com.
So Planet Fitness is only $10 a month. Pretty sweet. That's $10 a month to be in a thumbs up emoji place. Yes, I just said thumbs up emoji. It means that you're in the judgment-free zone. That's $10 a month. Join in club or online at planetfitness.com. The world judges. We don't. Planet Fitness. Be free.
Join today at any of our 18 Cincinnati area locations for only $10 a month.
Annual membership fee applies. Participating locations only. See club for details.
From ooh to aww. Whatever reaction you're looking for this holiday, spread more joy with holiday cards, calendars, and photo gifts from Vistaprint. And now you can get up to 50% off all holiday cards and calendars at Vistaprint.com. Discover cards in the latest trends or fill a calendar with your favorite photos. So make more merry at Vistaprint.com with up to 50% off all holiday cards and calendars. Plus great deals on photo gifts. Just enter code HOLIDAY50 at checkout. That's Vistaprint.com. Code HOLIDAY50.
Get on. Let's rock the house.
Hey, thanks for listening. I know you won't regret it. I'm your host, Gary Rossignol with RE/MAX Preferred Group, better known as Cincinnati's Rock and Roll Realtor. And now, the moment we have been waiting for. I'm sailing for tomorrow. This is the moment with Myles, the captain of our ship, Mr. Myles Beersford, with his tantalizing little thoughts. Good morning, Myles.
Hey, Gary, rock and roll, my friend.
Yes, sir.
The Cincinnati Area Board of Realtors reports that 2019 October home sales went gangbusters, up 7.6% compared to October a year ago, setting a 10-year record for October home sales. The market remains strong and affordable, said the president of the Board of Realtors. Our region continues to witness business growth and an influx of families, putting pressure on the need for housing. The October average home price climbed to well over $220,000 compared to about $214,000 a year earlier, a 3.22% increase. The inventory of home sales as of October 30 continued its declining trend, dropping a minus 18%. Don't be too concerned with a low inventory. Once a ready-to-move-in home is listed, it tends to sell quickly. Local home mortgage rates average 3.64% for a 30-year fixed loan rate. RE/MAX agents are available to help guide you through all the important details of buying and selling a home. And that's this morning's Moment with Myles.
Yes, sir, we are. Thank you very much for that, Myles. And I've got that report right in front of me. I'm so happy and grateful that you talked about that because, you know, talking to potential homeowners, those who have had their house on the market for a while, I talked to one yesterday, and it had been on the market for about 90 days, didn't sell. And I says, well, why do you think it didn't sell? He says, well, I think we had it overpriced. Duh. If you go overpriced, ladies and gentlemen, at the very beginning, it's going to sit there because buyers have privy to a lot of data, and they know that $350,000 house isn't going to sell for any more than $320,000, and they're not even going to look at it. So thank you, Myles, for that information. That's very valuable. If you are thinking about selling your house, don't wait till spring. Everybody and their brother is going to be going on the market, and guess what's going to happen to that seller market? It's going to dwindle and switch around to be a buyer market. Buyers are going to have a lot to choose from, and they're going to be nitpicky, and they're not going to pay what you want to pay. It could cost you hundreds and thousands of dollars to wait until March or April to put your house in the market. So
Listen to Gary. He knows his stuff.
I know a few because I've seen a few.
You've seen a thing?
A thing or two, yeah. There we go.
You do know a thing or two. I know that.
Yeah, there you go. So later on in the show, we're going to have a visit with Ria Davidson of the Dragonfly Foundation. You don't want to miss that. We're why are home insurance rates the way they are? My guest, that's my guest this week is Gary Rasmussen. We're going to jump into that here in just a moment. But we got a lot of regular visitors. Shame on you trying to call me when I'm uploading to Facebook. Got a lot of regular visitors. I've got we got Carol from South Lebanon, Rich Cox, Art Reed. We got Steve Zinzer and a whole slew of other folks. A lot of folks on Facebook. Thank you very much. The Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour is brought to you by the musical insurance guy, Gary Rasmussen, 513-445-5045. Gary, do credit scores affect premiums?
Yes.
Good answer. That was easy.
But not all insurance companies operate exactly the same, but most do. Insurance is really, from an insurance company standpoint, is trying to predict the future. So what are the statistical things that that tell them the likelihood of you having an accident in your car or something with your home? And credit is one of those indicators. Mm-hmm. So every time people argue with me on that's not fair or anything else like that, it's just statistics. Mm-hmm. So when they can show that this person with this kinds of credit rating is a less likelihood to have a claim, guess what? That figures into the factors that make your rate.
Right.
But there are really hundreds of factors anymore, and that's just one of many.
Yeah. I had Doug and Debbie this week. They knew about you coming on the show, and they asked this question. Said, ask Gary, every time I rent a car, they travel a lot. Mm-hmm. And every time I rent a car, I'm asked if I would like to purchase rental car insurance. Is this something I need, or does my existing insurance cover it?
Well, again, that's going to be insurance company dependent. Now, you have farmers insurance. So if you go rent a car, you don't have to buy their insurance, and your insurance will carry to that car with the exact same coverages that you have on your car.
Okay.
But not all insurance companies are going to operate the same way.
Okay.
So make sure with your insurance company. But in your case, I would say, why waste your money?
Right.
Now, if you're nervous about something and they're going to say, well, we'll have it with a zero deductible, and you have a deductible on your car.
Yeah.
Well, what's the odds that you're going to get into an accident if you're afraid?
Yeah.
Buy their insurance.
Yeah, you might spend an extra $40 or $50 a day or something like that.
I've seen it where it costs more for the insurance than it did for the renting in the car. And the another piece of that is, rental car companies, is my understanding, make more money selling insurance than they do renting cars. Mm-hmm. So they get into promotions, and that guy behind the counter has some kind of a bonus situation in his pocket. I had a customer just recently that he called me before he went on a trip. Am I covered? Yes, you're covered. He went on the trip. He was at the rental car counter, and he called me up from the rental car company and said, this guy is telling me this. And the guy was totally full of baloney, right? And he handed his phone to the guy, and I kind of shut him down, right? I mean, it was total bold-faced liar. It was all he was trying to do was sell the insurance because he had some kind of a promotion going. Right. He was going to get more money in his pocket. Right.
Yesterday at your party, you showed me some really horrifying photographs. Here's a question that came in from Kathy this week. She said, if my garage burns down and my car is in the garage, is my car covered under my homeowner's insurance or my car insurance, or either?
Well, your car is covered under your car insurance. And if your car is in the house, let's suppose you had maybe you were rebuilding a car, an antique car. There's in a million pieces. It's in your house. And the tornado comes through or the fire comes through. Those pieces are not generally covered under your car insurance.
Wow,
and
you
insurance.
Spent $2,000 for that special tie rod for your 1948 Ford.
Exactly.
That you found on eBay somewhere.
Farmers does have an option for some car parts, but in general, if it's got license plate and wheels, those things are covered by that insurance.
$1,000 for that special tie rod for your 1948 Ford.
Exactly.
That you found on eBay somewhere.
Farmers does have an option for some car parts, but in general, if it's got license plate and wheels, those things are covered by that insurance. So people would say, okay, well, I'm just going to button up my baby for the winter and just stick it in the garage. Generally, we're going to have them keep storage insurance on it, extremely low cost, so that your car is covered. We could take off all the driving insurance. Hey, we're just packing it up for the winter. That's fine.
A boat.
Yes.
Yeah, like my son-in-law, my daughter's son-in-law, one of my best friends, they have boats, and they store them through the winter.
Yes.
Now, I don't know. I haven't asked them. Do they have what happens if that storage place catches fire?
Well, if they don't have insurance on it, they probably don't have any coverage.
Wow.
Again, it's different. Now, on the boat insurance, generally, they figure that use into the rate. So you might buy an annual policy. You're at this geographical location. They're going to know, well, if you're further north, there's ice on the lake, and it's not going anywhere, and it's going to be packed up. So they figure those things in.
Yeah, next segment we're going to do my music history, but here's something that's not in my music history. This is kind of interesting, kind of leads into the next question somebody asked me this week. In 2004, Ozzy Osbourne struggled with a burglar who escaped with jewelry worth over $2.5 million from his Buckinghamshire mansion. Osbourne told reporters that he had the masked raider in a headlock as he tried to stop him. The burglar broke free and jumped 30 feet from a first-floor window.
Probably broke something.
But the question that came in, and that just prompted me to think about this, because this is a question that came in from Mary. She said, I have inherited some valuable jewelry. If my home is broken into and is stolen, will the jewelry be covered?
Well, with your home insurance, generally a certain amount of insurance is covered with your jewelry. But usually there's restrictions. That's probably the most common area where that happens. So with farmers insurance, generally if you're in that 1,000 range, but there's a couple of tiers of that or more, we need to be looking at it to make sure it's covered. So for me, if you had a whole bunch of items that are $1,000 a piece, for example, maybe I've got $20,000 or $100,000 worth of jewelry, but the maximum amount per item is $1,000, then I can actually cover all that easily with just a little rider and not having to go through things like appraisals. But if you got that one thing that's worth $20,000 or $50,000 or $100,000, they're going to require an appraisal on that. Generally, anything over a couple $1,000s, we're probably getting into that appraisal thing. For us, it's a receipt within the last few years or an appraisal within the last few years.
Gotcha.
And then we can cover it separately, and usually with excellent coverages, usually extremely low cost, but just talk to your insurance guy.
Yeah.
If it's more than a couple $1,000 or you have more than a bunch of thousands of dollars of jewelry, you may be in restriction worlds where maybe you have coverage for all your things in your home, but they're going to say, but your jewelry maximum is this without one of these riders. Talk to your insurance guy. Or talk to me.
I was going to say, now, if somebody's insured with somebody else and they're tuning in the first time, they say, well, I didn't even know about this musical insurance guy. Sounds like he's got some valuable information. Can they bring their policy, who they're with? And
we love that.
You can review it with them?
We would be glad to do a farmers-friendly review of your insurance. What we're looking for is the gaps, the holes, things like jewelry.
Yeah.
Things that, I didn't realize that.
Musical instruments.
Exactly. There's another huge area.
Yeah.
So now you play professionally.
Right.
So there's specific coverages as to how things are covered if you're going on a paying gig versus just something in your home.
Right.
And so that's what we do, is we help you understand your options. I don't like it when something bad happens and we don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what we do, is we help you understand. If something bad happens, this is what you can do. And this is your options and your choice as to what you buy.
513-445-5045. One more time, the jingle.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
If you have a question,
MusicalInsuranceGuy.com.
There you go. If you have a question, call us at 513-563-1480. Don't touch that dial. Stay tuned after these messages for today's music history. Plus, Gary and I will tackle more of your calls and answer more questions. You're listening to the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour on WDJO, the flagship station for FC Cincinnati, on 1480 AM, now FM 995 and 107.9.
Why rent when you can own with no money down? If you're looking to become a first-time homeowner in the Cincinnati or Northern Kentucky areas, or heck, even if you haven't owned a home in the past 3 years and are now looking to buy, you may be eligible to receive up to $15,000 in homeowners assistance towards closing costs, pre-closing expenses, or even your whole down payment. That's right. You can own your own home with no money down. Find out if you qualify. Call Gary at 513-777-2402. That's Gary at 513-777-2402.
It was Facebook folks, thank you so very much for watching and listening this morning. I'm so grateful and happy to have you in our studio with us at the station of WDJO. And Gary is he's walking around with his cell phone, uploading his Facebook page.
Facebook Lives going here.
And he'll get another Facebook feed once we get through with the show. So tell your friends and family, if you like what you see in here, like this post, like my Facebook page, and let us know if we're doing a good job or not. If we're not doing a good job for you, we don't want to hear from you. No, just a little levity. Anyhow, I'm going to give you the studio feedback. We'll be right back with more fun stuff.
Long-time local family-owned firm that I know I can trust.
Zinn's Plumbing? Okay, I'll call them.
Zinn's Plumbing, can I help you?
Yes, I hope so. My wife gave me strict orders to call only you.
Well, we appreciate that. We do try to be the best plumbing firm in town, and we've been at it close to 40 years now.
Well, how do you charge? Do I get a shock when I see the bill?
With Zinn's Plumbing, you'll always know how much a job will cost before we start. We bill on a flat rate basis, not an inefficient hourly billing system.
How soon can I get service?
Usually on the same day. We work within a 2-hour time frame.
That sounds great. Zinn's Plumbing is great. Ask anyone who knows. Call them at 513-681-2501. 681-2501.
You know, it's easy to turn your unwanted, broken, or unused gold and silver jewelry and coins into needed cash. Gold and silver class rings, wedding bands, and coin collections can all be turned into needed cash fast at Franklin Street Coin Company in Evendale. They are paying more because they buy more. Get the highest prices available fast at Franklin Street Coin Company, a proud sponsor of Ohio State sports. Go Buckeyes!
I'm John Engelhardt, mortgage loan officer with Huntington. Buying a home can be overwhelming. You're investing your hard-earned money into your future, your family's future. That's why experience and knowledge counts. With more than 30 years in the mortgage business, I can give you a variety of mortgage options when you want to finance your next home. Call me at 859-342-2512, 859-342-2512, NMLS number 532226. The Huntington National Bank is an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
She's gone, gone. The memory lives.
It's time now for my music history. So here's what happened today back in 1957. Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel appear as Tom and Jerry on ABC TV's American Bandstand. Close friends through childhood, the first time they appeared on stage together was in a school play, Alice in Wonderland, where Simon was White Rabbit, Garfunkel as the Cheshire Cat. They later began performing together in their junior year as Tom and Jerry, with Simon as Jerry Landis and Garfunkel as Tom Graff.
Interesting trivia.
Yeah. Today in 1975, Casey and the Sunshine Band started a 2-week run at number 1 on the U.S. singles chart with That's the Way I Like It. The group's second U.S. number 1 of the year, it made number 4 in the U.K. Wow, cool song. And today in 1980, ABBA scored their 6th number 1 album when Super Troopers started a 9-week run at the top of the charts. The album, which features the number 1 singles The Winner Takes It All and Super Trooper, became the biggest selling of 1980 in the UK. Today in 1991, Alice Cooper came to the rescue of 2 fans, Patrick and Deanne Kelly, whose California home was about to be repossessed. Patrick had painted Cooper's face on the house to help sell the property, and Cooper signed autographs to help raise money for the couple.
Wow.
Today in 1994, Pearl Jam released their 3rd studio album, Vitalogy, there it is, which was first released on vinyl and became the first vinyl album to appear on the U.S. chart since the domination of the compact disc format. They followed their release in other formats 2 weeks later, whereupon it became the second fastest selling CD in history, behind only the band's previous release, VS. Today in 2005, poems written by Bob Dylan in his college days sold for $78,000 at a New York City auction. The 16 pages of poems were the first known time Robert Zimmerman used the Dylan name and came from his studies at the University of Minnesota during 1959 and 1960.
If I were a carpenter.
Today in 2016, the Hendersonville, Tennessee property where Johnny Cash and his wife June Carter Cash lived for most of their 35 years of marriage was put up for sale by the current owner. The house was destroyed in a fire in 2007, but 1-bedroom apartment building, a tennis court, a swimming pool, and a covered boat dock remain standing. The couple made their home there until their deaths in 2003. What a sweet story.
Yeah.
Here it is. He was born on this day back in 1925, still around, Grammy and Oscar Award-winning American composer and arranger Johnny Mandel. His most famous composition is Suicide is Painless, which is the theme for the movie and TV series MASH. Also the love theme for the film The Shadow of Your Smile, and Mandel also worked with Count Basie, Frank Sinatra, Peggy Lee, Barbra Streisand, and Tony Bennett, as well as providing, get this, string arrangements on Michael Jackson's Off the Wall album. He's an inductee of the Songwriters Hall of Fame and the recipient of a National Endowment for the Arts Jazz Masters Awards. There you go. We hope you had as much fun with these bits of music history as I did researching and reporting them for you today.
Hearing that theme song with words. Not normally heard that way.
Exactly. That's right. So I'm called the Rock and Roll Realtor because I play with the greatest classic rock band, Bluestone Ivory. You can hear us live and in person this Saturday, November the 30th, a week from tonight. We're going to be at the Paulvale VFW Post in Sharonville, Ohio. Ladies and gentlemen, this is all for the vets. We are playing, and all the money goes to them. It's $10 a person. You're going to get chips and pretzels, low drink prices. We play from 7:30 to 11:30. What a fun time that's going to be.
You guys always put on an incredible show.
We do, and it's all for our vets this Saturday night. So come out and and help us, help them. And, of course, our New Year's Eve gala, the Roaring 20s, is on our website, bluestoneivory.com. If you sign up there, you will be eligible to win one of the packages which we're giving away that night.
That's the New Year's Eve thing.
New Year's Eve, yeah. You bet. It's a huge event. So we're always available for your company parties, wedding receptions, or community concerts. If you want to say hi, say I do, say happy anniversary or happy birthday, do it with flowers. Call Let's Flower House at 513-921-0561. They really do deliver.
And they really do help support you guys.
Oh, they certainly do. Yep. The Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour is brought to you today by the musical insurance guy, Mr. Gary Rasmussen, at 513-445-5045. Blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Let's do the jingle one more time.
We are farmers. Bum-ba-dum-ba-bum-bum-bum.
We even had Kevin in on that one.
Yes. Our producer chimes in.
It's hard not to walk away from that commercial and be humming it later. I'll tell you what, it's just one of those things that stick in your brain.
Yep.
So also, 513-445-5045. If you have a question, we got about 3 or 4 minutes left, I guess. You can call in and ask us a question at 513-563-1480. I had Julie call in and wanted to know, what is not covered on my homeowner insurance policy?
Well, most things are covered. Depends on the kind of policy you have.
There you go.
There are different kinds of policies. Most homeowners' policies are probably replacement cost and a comprehensive policy. But if you get into one called a specified perils policy, the things that are covered are the things that are on the list. Some of the policies that you've worked with me on recently, such as rental properties, typically we might be going that direction. Or if it's a vacant property, that's another level of coverages. So it's very specific as to read your policy. Yeah. Most people don't do that. It might be 50 or 100 pages of fine print, but it's all in there.
Now, folks move out of their home and they move into their new home, and now their home is vacant, and they say, we're just not going to let our insurance company know it's going to sell in the next couple of weeks anyway. I go, well, I don't know if that's, In
most companies, 30 days.
You got 30 days.
Yeah. So let's suppose, we just won't let them know. Well, then in 2 months, 3 months later, when it still hasn't sold and it's sitting there vacant, and then that bad thing happened.
Somebody breaks in and takes all the copper out of it.
Those kinds of things. They'll say, it looks like you shut the utilities off. They'll do an investigation. They'll figure it out. This thing's been vacant for a couple months. No coverage. We'll deny the claim. So you don't want to do that. Talk to your insurance person. Talk to me. And actually, most insurance companies don't like to insure vacant homes.
They charge a little bit more, don't they?
They do. But if it's only for a short period of time, at least you get yourself covered. We have a farmers-owned company called Foremost, and they specialize in vacant properties.
There you go.
We'll get you taken care of.
There you go.
But make sure. Don't just guess.
So list your house with a RE/MAX agent. List your house specifically with me. We will price it right. It will sell very quickly, and you won't have to worry about vacant property insurance rates.
That's right. Move it quick. No issues.
There you go. That's the way we. So, what's the difference between general and professional liability insurance for my business? Bill called the other day, and he had the specific question about that. He knew you were going to be on the show, and he said, "Can you ask him that question?"
A simplistic thing might be general liability. Probably you, the business owner, didn't have to think about it, and professional liability, you probably did.
Oh.
Okay.
just a thought.
Exactly. So in the medical world, that's called malpractice.
Oh.
All right. In my world of insurance agencies, I have what we call errors and omissions insurance, or E&O.
We do too. Yeah.
Exactly. Same thing. So if you thought about it and you advised somebody and it turned out to be very bad advice, you got sued over it, that's what your errors and omissions covers. But in my insurance office, if you walked in the office and you slipped and fell, I didn't think about that. That's going to be your general liability. Usually, if you're going to have, let's suppose you were renting a space for your business, the owner of the building is going to require you to have general liability insurance. Beyond that, they probably don't care about it.
Mm-hmm.
But things like professional liability, things about like your stuff, your employees, those are all the things that we do, is we help you understand your options. Nobody's making you buy that insurance usually. Mm-hmm. But we like to take it from, it's just instead of covering the other guy, in that example, the landlord, we want to cover your business. If something bad happens, what does it take for that business to go forward? Mm-hmm. Sometimes it could just be an employee accusation, and that could destroy you.
Yeah.
And we can cover all of those things.
I work with a lot of folks who are buying and selling condominiums.
Yes.
That's a whole different ballgame. They don't need full homeowners insurance, but they need more than renters insurance.
Kind of in between. Generally, you own from the studs in.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, but the shell of the building, you are an owner you are an owner of the association. The association owns the ground and the shell of the buildings.
The exterior
and everybody
stuff,
owns all those things. So, but you're personally responsible usually from the studs in. So that's what we do, is we help you understand those. Actually, condo owners insurance, my understanding, it's one of the worst areas of insurance where people are commonly underinsured, because they'll write it up kind of like a renter's policy.
Exactly. They think that's all I need is rent. So that'll cover your personal stuff.
They'll have $20,000 worth of finishings. Well, we spent that on just the bathroom and the kitchen. Well, how about the rest of it?
Yeah. And that won't be covered in a renter's insurance.
It's also common that the land or the mortgage company doesn't require much in the way of insurance, and that's why it gets so sloppy.
513-445-5045. That's Mr. Gary Rasmussen, the musical insurance guy. Stay tuned. Don't touch that dial. Next, we're going to have a little visit from Ria Davidson of the Dragonfly Foundation. You're listening to the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour on the flagship station for FC Cincinnati Soccer on WDJO 1480, now FM 995 and 1079.
Knocking in the house is a rockin'. Don't bother knocking in the house is a rockin'. Don't you bother, come on in.
Farmers Insurance knows that when you're in the car and that song comes on, yes, that's the one, you have no choice but to pull out your imaginary drumsticks and smash those cymbals and stomp on that kick pedal, which unfortunately is the accelerator pedal. And we covered it. Talk to a farmer's agent who knows a thing or two because they've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Call me, Gary Rasmussen, at 513-445-5045 or musicalinsuranceguy.com.
Get ready, because here they come.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's Beatlemania all over again with the Fab Four, the ultimate tribute to the Beatles. Entertainment Tonight says seeing the Fab Four is just like seeing the Beatles. Hey Jude. The Fab Four takes you through the 60s with the music that changed our lives. It's a show you won't want to miss.
Coming to the Taft Theater Friday, February 21st. Tickets on sale now at the Taft Theater box office or online at Ticketmaster.com.
Doverwood Village, conveniently located in Fairfield Township, features assisted living suites that allow maximum independence while receiving necessary assistance with daily activities.
Hey, Mike Little, I know you're watching from Indiana. Thanks for watching. Hey, real quick question. I had a guest lined up, but they can't just cancel on me. I was wondering, would you like to come into the studio next week and be my guest? We can talk about Legal Shield and Identity Theft Shield. You can just reply back on Facebook. Let me know if you'll do that, and I'll let the folks know before the end of the show. Thanks, Mike.
Family, treating each individual with kindness and compassion. Learn more about Doverwood Village. Call Jane at 513-748-2683. That's 513-748-2683. Or visit Hillendale.com.
Awareness of electrical hazards in your home is the first step to reducing dangerous shock and electrical-related home fires. Cooper Electric is a Greater Cincinnati provider of CurrentSafe, an in-depth test of your home's electrical system utilizing revolutionary methods of testing that offers homeowners the opportunity to detect electrical hazards before they become a problem. Trust the electrician with over 70 years' experience. Cooper Electric. Make safety a top priority in your home by having it become CurrentSafe. For no-cost consultation, visit cooper-electric.net.
Randomly, people will say, you have a very pretty smile. People I don't even know. It's helped me to build my confidence in my smile. Not that I didn't lack the confidence before, but I didn't realize how much confidence I was lacking. When it comes to cosmetic dentistry, Dr. Peck is at the top of his class.
For your own beautiful new smile, call Dr. Fred Peck at 513-621-7666 or visit pecksmiles.com.
I am Bonnie Summy, and I love my new smile. I love it.
Why rent when you can own with no money down? If you're looking to become a first-time homeowner in the Cincinnati or Northern Kentucky areas, or heck, even if you haven't owned a home in the past 3 years and are now looking to buy, you may be eligible to receive up to $15,000 in homeowners assistance towards closing costs, pre-closing expenses, or even your whole down payment. That's right. You can own your own home with no money down. Find out if you qualify. Call Gary at 513-777-2402. That's Gary at 513-777-2402.
Get on. Let's rock the house.
Hey, we've been rocking and rolling this morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a fun 45 minutes. We've got the best yet to come, but you're listening to the Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour, and my guest, Gary Rasmussen, the musical insurance guy at 513-445-5045. Thank you, Gary, so much.
Thank you for having me.
The Dragonfly Foundation supports pediatric cancer families and patients by building a network that connects Dragonfly families to each other and the community, providing programs that enhance quality of life, enhancing programs, and partner with children's hospitals. And Gary asked me, how long have you been doing this show? I said, well, it's going on about 10 years, about as long as the Dragonfly Foundation has been in existence. And for that, I'm very grateful. Thank you, all listeners. And I'd really like to thank this lady. She has supported us through the last 10 years, and I don't think I can even ever repay them. But this is my friend, one of the co-founders of the Dragonfly Foundation, Ria Davidson. Good morning, Ria.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
And you're not even in town. You're in Chicago, right?
I am.
Dad doing? Mom and Dad doing okay?
Going on in the background.
Oh, okay. Mom and Dad doing okay?
Well, I wish they were doing better. Gary, I don't know if you can hear this or not, but the music is still going full blare.
Barely hear it. Oh, on.
Okay, on my end, yeah.
On the phone to you?
Yeah.
Oh, shouldn't be.
Really loud.
Shouldn't be.
It's not. Yeah.
No, you're real clear. I don't know.
Okay, well, good. So I hope the listeners can hear me.
Yeah.
So, I'm in Chicago. I'm visiting my parents, and that's much better. Thank you. Are you still there?
Yeah, we didn't do a thing.
Okay, good. Anyway, but yeah, things are good here, and I'm very excited to be on air with you guys, as always.
All right.
Thank you for having me.
Sounds great. So we're gearing up for our annual Christmas party here, just about a month away on December the 21st, and it's just the buzz in our office, and all my sponsors and friends are excited about it here at the studio. What does the Dragonfly Foundation need most today, Ria?
I'd say the biggest things that we need are gift cards and gas cards.
Okay.
Gas cards enable patients to have their caregivers.
What does the Dragonfly Foundation need most today, Ria?
I'd say the biggest things that we need are gift cards and gas cards.
Okay.
Gas cards enable patients to have their caregivers with them, and also make it easier for caregivers to take care of siblings. Mm-hmm. So if you're a parent and you've got two kids, one of whom's in the hospital, you're going to be making trips back and forth, and at some point one of them has to stop, because you don't have the money. It's sometimes very expensive to go back and forth from the hospital.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So gas cards are huge. And then gift cards, because they don't take up a lot of room. They're easy to mail. They're easy for nurses to distribute. They allow us to pick exactly what might bring joy, because, you are looking for that Christmas morning type experience.
Mm-hmm.
Not, if you're going to use a resource, you want to make sure it's not that's great.
Right. So as you're shopping at Kroger's or Myers or wherever you like to, Walmart or wherever, as you go through, just pick up a gift card. Just get a $50 gift card, and send it to them. So how can they get those to you once they have them in their hands and they're walking out of the store with them?
Well, they can do one of two things. They can drop it off at our location at 506 Oak Street in Cincinnati, 45219, or they can put them in the mail for 2 stamps, really, and it'll come to us.
Yeah, just stick it in the mail, send it to 504 Oak Street?
506
Oak Street, 45209.
219.
Yep.
Oh, 219. There you go. Right. And, of course, we got the big gala coming up on February 22nd. And when will tickets be going on sale for that, Ria?
They are now, and so are sponsorships, and we're looking for sponsors. Sponsorships start at $1,500, and that includes 2 tickets, and goes all the way up to $20,000 for the presenting sponsor. We're hoping that our previous sponsors will come back, but they're just now available, and we're looking for opportunities for people to help us make this event a success.
And you might think, well, that's a lot of money. But you know what? 87% of every dollar that goes to the Dragonfly Foundation goes to the families and the patients and the caregivers. That doesn't go to them. It's exactly. Amazing. It's amazing. And you are a nonprofit, so it's a tax deduction, and it is. And you're never going to have enough money, Ria. Doesn't matter how many fundraisers you do, how much donations you get. You're always that's just a fact of life. Because the more you give, the more you need to give, and it's just going to continue, right?
Exactly. And with the hospital building a new cancer tower, they're adding 40 new beds there. And new families coming every single day to get treatment at the hospital. Not just locally, 60% of our families are local, but Cincinnati is really a draw to get the best treatment. And so people are coming from Alaska, Europe, everywhere to get treatment in Cincinnati. And our goal is that they find such a caring and compassionate community that they never want to leave. We want them to stay here, build businesses here, go to school here, because cancer isn't just over, once you get out of the hospital.
Right.
It's constant treatments, constant testing, and we want them to stay here permanently.
Right.
It's good for our community.
Exactly. So this is how all my listeners can help right now. Just get your smartphone out and text the word WINGS15, that's WINGS15, to 71777. Don't fear, it's a very secure website. It's going to open up and allow you to donate as little as $5, as much as $50,000 if that's what makes you feel good about what you're doing to help out the Dragonfly Foundation. If you got that kind of money, you want to contact them and be a major sponsor for their gala, which is on February 22nd, 2020 at Music Hall Ballroom. So we're just about out of time, Ria. Thank you very much. Enjoy your trip to Chicago with your mom and dad, and have a great Thanksgiving Day. If you missed any of the shows, you can listen to them on the podcast at rockandcincy.com. Both audio and Facebook videos are there, or you can go to iTunes, Rock and Roll Real Estate Hour on iTunes. Let's see. My house is rocking because the buyers are knocking, and I'm open for business. The Rock and Roll Realtor at rockandcincy.com. My number, 513-777-2402. Don't forget, hug your kids, call your parents, kiss your spouse every day, and everyone, please have a blessed, safe Thanksgiving. And that goes for you and your family, Gary.
Thank you.
Thank you for
and
coming down. You bet. Next week, I have 9 o'clock for another exciting show. And coming up next is Wesley Adams and the Car Tech Show. I look for something Thanksgiving-ish for ending the show, but this is sort of Thanksgiving theme. This is Bluestone Ivory's live recorded version of the one-hit wonder by Spiral Staircase called More Today Than Yesterday.
All I knew is that
me, Gary Rossignol, at 513-777-2402 for your real estate needs. I want to help you. Here's a big thank you to my regular major sponsors who make this show possible, as well as RE/MAX Preferred Group. A special thanks to WDJO station manager Gary Stevens,